is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I would like to thank Chairman Culberson and Ranking Member Bishop for their effort on bringing forth a good bill that addresses the needs of our veterans and maintains our commitment to providing them with the benefits that they earned and deserved. I rise with this amendment for the first time since I've been in this body because of the existing claims backlog, which is over 600,000 claims nationwide. As a member of the Primary Committee of Jurisdiction and the Primary Subcommittee of Jurisdiction on the House Veterans Affairs Committee, I can tell you that in dealing with this number of claims, we are not making missions in the Department of Veterans Affairs. And I can tell you that the proposal to spend $44 million, according to the Veterans Affairs testimony in front of our committees, to clear 50,000 of those claims in the backlog is quite simply more of the same. That's about $900 a claim, and we'll leave you with 550,000 claims when it's done this year. I appreciate the opportunity of coming technology, but I can tell you this. If you represent a district that's in California, New York, Arizona, Indiana, Virginia, Illinois, Pennsylvania, Texas, Ohio, Maryland, another Texas hit, Boston, or Mississippi, which is the majority of members in this House, then guess what? You've got a majority of those claims in your district offices. I say it's time for this House to take action and say this. Don't cut a single regional office's budget. This amendment does not attempt to do that. This amendment says take that $44 million and allocate it for personnel in those 15 offices that all have over a year of processing time. And by the way, while we're mentioning that, I want to give you a quote that is from Undersecretary Hickey that basically says, quite frankly, we have a resource allocation model that doesn't make any sense. That's before the Veterans Affairs Committee. So let's try something new. Let's put the staffing where those offices are that are in need of it most. 2 of them in California, 2 of them in the Lone Star State. Chicago needs help. You name it. Let's try that instead of just doing what we have been doing. Adds no money to the bill and also does not take any money away from existing offices. In closing, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to say this. Even though staffing at the VA's 58 regional offices has increased by almost 300 people since September 2010, because of turnover and loss of more than 2,000 workers temporarily paid through stimulus funds, the VA regional offices are severely understaffed. Overtime will not be the answer. At a majority of the regional offices, including those in New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, Waco, and Oakland, the VA presently employs fewer people than it did 2 years ago, according to their own internal documents. Let's take the leadership on this issue and do something that's a little different than, quite frankly, a resource allocation model which the determined Undersecretary says makes no sense. I yield back and thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Gentleman yields back his time. Gentleman from Texas.
Mr. Chairman, you moved to strike last word.
Gentleman's recognized for 5